right, so here is a little bit more of a detailed version of the craziness known as the KOGT Mardi Gras treasure hunt. Start with clue number one, and of course, we always need a starting spot. It doesn't necessarily have to do with everything with where the treasure is found, but here we go. First off, we talk about the Super Bowl and the two teams involved, but we say it'll be the first time that the game will be played in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is also known as the City of Lights. Expect to see a lot of stars at the game. Well, we talked about Super Bowl, we talked about the first time, and we talked about where the game is to be played. And the City of Lights is, of course, in Las Vegas, but the first Super Bowl was played in Memorial Coliseum. Bart Starr was the quarterback, which is why we misspelled his name, the winning quarterback. And the City of Lights, if you light up Memorial Field, it also looks like a City of Lights. So that was where clue number one started. I know a lot of you thought that we started at the Star at the Tourist Bureau, which we have done before. And that would have been fine because it would have gotten you in the same location on clue number two. Clue number two, we talk about getting a cup of joe, getting a cup of coffee, and of course, where's the most popular place to do that? That would be at Starbucks, so that would get you to 16th Street. We say some of you pray to find the treasure, while others just throw caution to the wind. Just don't wait until the last minute to put the clues together. Well, in the game of football, of course, you can pray, but you can also throw caution to the wind in the last minute of the game. And when you do that, what is it called? It's called a Hail Mary, which would bring you to St. Mary's. Now, you could think that was St. Mary's School or St. Mary's Church. Either way, it would still lead you in the direction, which would be south from Starbucks. Clue number three, we talked about the halftime stage, and we also talked about Belle, Taylor Swift being the belle of the bowl. But we also said there are teams that have never been on the big stage, and one of those was passed over again last week. Well, if you knew the four teams that played in the conference championships, one of those was Detroit. Detroit has never been to a Super Bowl before, and that would also be worthy of you looking up to see how many teams have never made the Super Bowl, and there are four, which that also plays a part later on in the clues. So you had Detroit, that's one of the four teams that did not make it, so they were passed over. Well, what do we have? We have Lions Park. So you were not only passing by Lions Park, you were also passing over the bridge on MacArthur, which got you to MacArthur Drive and past Lions Park. Also back to the stage and the bell. To make sure you were on MacArthur, if you know the old Bell store turned into a stage store, well, if you look at it now, you can still see the outline of the word stage on the old Bell store. There's also a two-part to that Bell's is now open in the West Orange Shopping Center, which would also lead you still in the same direction that we were wanting you to go, which led us to clue number four. We use the word always, and I know it was kind of subtle, but we said we also have some great snacks for the Super Bowl. Where do most of us get our great snacks? We get them at Walmart, and of course their slogan is always, because that word didn't necessarily need to be in the sentence, so it kind of stuck out. Then we say we want you to get back and settle in your favorite couch or recliner. Well, what is by Walmart? Of course, that would be Welch's Furniture, which is on Bowling Lane, which also used to be a bowling alley. So still playing into that Super Bowl theme. Then we got to the Dixie Chicks, and we said they were the only female country group, to sing the national anthem. Well, when did the Dixie Chicks, what Super Bowl was it that they sang the national anthem? It was Super Bowl 37. So if you stayed on Bowling Lane, it took you all the way to 37th Street, which also brought us to clue number five. Give me some credit as we made it to Friday's clue. If you drive to the end of 37th Street, you run into Sabine Federal Credit Union, which is also the sponsor of the KOGT Mardi Gras Treasure Hunt. We said we know the Dixie Chicks changed their name Lady Antebellum did too. And then we said the Cowboys are like milk in my fridge, expired. The two key words there were antebellum and also expired. The only antebellum home that we have in that area, of course, is the Brown Estate. And what is next to the Brown Estate, expired, would be Jet Cemetery. So you were wanting to get in that area between the Brown Estate and Jet Cemetery, and the treasure was found right where the two fences meet. And we gave you another subtle clue. There is a telephone pole there with a guy wire. I said right here, one of my guys, and it was inside the cover of the guy wire. But we had to give you an extra clue to get to that point. And of course, we talked about Reba singing with the anthem as the jets fly over. We took that part out because with all the heavy haul stuff that was coming through, we didn't want you to get involved in all of that in front of the airport, thinking that if you saw the word jets, you would think the airport. Instead, jets would have helped you get to Jet Cemetery, but we took that word out. However, we added it to the update, and then we also talked about in the update staying on your side of the fence, which means you didn't have to go onto the Brown Estate property or onto the Jet Cemetery property. And we said, don't forget to put your car in park. A lot of people don't know that the Brown Estate and that road that runs in front of it, a lot of us think that is Strickland or Old Highway 90. Actually, if you look it up, it is still on Park Street. So that's another reason that got you to that area if you knew that. So anyway, it was right there where the fence line tees together inside the guy wire. And once again, Ricky Brannon found the treasure. The good news is he won't be eligible to play next year. So all of you guys will have the opportunity to do that again. We thank you for playing the KOGT Mardi Gras Treasure Hunt. Don't forget and come out and see us at the parade Saturday at 6 p.m.